Hey you guys, Angela here, and today we are going to talk about our gut or our intuition. So we're going to talk about what that actually means and how we tap into it. So really our gut instinct or our intuition is our immediate understanding of something, and there's no need to think it over or get another opinion. We just know. Our intuition and how we experience it is unique for all of us. It's a feeling that we get in our body, and we just know it. So for me, when I know something is a no, right, a definite no, I actually get a little twitch in my face and I can feel my shoulders curl in. It's like I'm trying to, like my body just knows it's trying to run away from it. When something is a yes, I feel my shoulders pull back, my heart open, and I just feel an overall feeling of lightness. Now again, this is my own experience, right? And you're gonna have your own experience. It might be similar, it might be totally different, it might be the exact same, but your experience is going to be different. Now, before we get into, how you tap into it and a little bit of the science behind it, I just want you to know that trusting your intuition is the ultimate act of trusting yourself. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about the actual science behind it, and then I also want to share an example from one of my clients, right? I hope this will help you get a little more clarity around what it is and how we can use it to better ourselves and even protect ourselves. So the evidence comes from I'm just going to share one study here, right? I'm trying to keep these videos short and sweet. So researchers at Leeds University conducted a study that concluded that our intuition is a very real psychological process where the brain uses past experiences and cues from ourselves and our environment to make a decision. Right? And this decision happens so quickly that it doesn't even register on a conscious level. And that's why so many people tend to have a difficulty tapping into their intuition. Most of us were trained to really think logically, right? To really use that left side of our brain, that masculine side of our brain. So if we were trained that way and we've never really played around with, tapping into our subconscious or moving out of that logical brain, this is going to feel challenging. But ultimately, right, it can better our lives, and it's really rewarding what we get or what we're able to take away from the power of our intuition. So intuition, again, it exists in all of us, whether we acknowledge it or not. And the more we can learn about it, the more we can use it to better shape our lives. All right, let's talk about one of my clients. She gave me an okay to share this in this video, this talk. So this client I have been working with for quite a long time. We've been working on a lot of mindset stuff. And one thing that comes up a lot in mindset here for her is finding a relationship, right? Finding what I call her best buddy, her soulmate, right? So she's been going on dates, and this is something we'll talk about in our coaching sessions together. And, after a few sessions, she was going on these dates, and she always started her story off where she would say, we had our first conversation or we had our first date, and I said something that it just made me feel a little funny, but I wanted to give him another chance, right? I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. And after I heard this a couple of times, I was like, okay, this is where we're starting to see a pattern. So I wanted to point out to her that she was tapping into her intuition, or her intuition was telling her that something was not right here. Because as it turned out, all of these dates, they didn't end in complete disaster, but she saw after a few dates, this person's true colors, and they ended up not being a good person. Now my client she is like all of us. She tends to be really stuck in the logical side of her brain, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? She's also just naturally Pitta. So if you've been hanging out with me for a while, I'll use the lens of Veda for a lot. So that means that she likes the data. She loves her Excel sheets. She likes those explanations, right? So she is thinking with that side of her brain, right? There's always a cause and effect, or there's a reason behind it, right? So she had a hard time tapping into her intuition, and then she's got that kapha. She's a very loving and compassionate person, so she always wanted to give these folks or these gentlemen another chance, right? She wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt. But her intuition every time was telling her exactly what was happening, and it was doing that because it was trying to protect her, right? Maybe physically protect her or protect her from heartache in the long run. So I was able to point out, or we were able to establish what her intuition was, right? How her body was telling her that this person was probably not meant for her or not a good idea in the long run. And so she was able to see that, which was amazing, and she's still working around it, but she has a better idea of how to honor herself and what is best for her by being able to recognize her intuition. So now I told you I was able to help my client identify her intuition, but how can you do it on your own? We're going to go over 3 fairly easy steps that you can incorporate into your own life to tap into your own intuition. Now, one is literally listen to your gut. Research suggests that emotions and intuition have a physical presence in our gut. So our gut is actually lined with a network of neurons. Network of neurons, and is often referred to as our second brain. It is known as the enteric nervous system, and it contains about 100 million neurons, which is more than the spinal cord, but less than the brain. So this is why some of our experiences or decisions are literally make us feel sick to our stomach or sick in our gut, right? So this being said, right, a lot of us are going to feel our intuition in our stomach. You may not, but a lot of us end up feeling it in this space. So maybe pay a little more attention to what your gut is telling you. Now, number 2 is pay attention to what is going on around you. So the more information you are able to gather from your environment, the more the intuitive subconscious part of your brain has to work with, and the more accurately it will inform your decisions. This means turning off autopilot and becoming more present. Yes, become more present. I know this is really challenging, or maybe it's something you are already working on, but just little baby steps, right? So it can be when you are hanging out with your kids or your partner or your husband, putting your phone aside. When you are going to the bathroom, don't bring your phone with you, right? It's these little baby actionable steps that we can take that create really big rewards. Now, number 3 is give yourself the opportunity to be still and quiet daily. Now, according to Ayurveda and the 8 limbs of yoga, this is called pratyahara, and it literally means withdrawing from the senses to go inward. Our intuition is always sending us signals, but often we are too busy to notice them. So give yourself that quiet time. Allow your mind the opportunity to wander and be open to whatever comes up. So feelings, images, words, or even simply write. So it's amazing what our intuition and our subconscious mind will put down on paper when we simply go in with the intention of being open and present. That is all I have for you. right? Those 3 simple steps, yet not so simple steps. Give them a try. Let me know what they think. Let me know what they think. Let me know what you think, what you come up with. And if you want to dive a little deeper into the mindset stuff, your intuition, I'm going to leave a link below this video where you can connect with me. And you can learn a little more about my programs, my coaching services, and all I have to offer to help you live your best life. All right, friends, I will talk to you next time.